16 whooshes.
S tier.
S tier.
Yes.
Fellas, I'm here with my friend, Gavin, and we've decided that we're going to rank George W. Bush moments.
Yes, we are going to be doing George W. Bush, specifically, obviously, the 43rd President of the United States. So, Ted, I'll let you tell us, what's the first one we got here?
So the first one we got here is, I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
I think this is a silly one. A lot of people hear this and it's like so whimsical that it's like people just think it's like it's out of context and it's just so goofy. And by the way, these are being ranked on humor, on how funny they are. So
I'll add a little bit of context. The context on this is I'm pretty sure, from what I remember correctly, he was talking about dams, and it was something about, I think, conservation of a certain type of fish. So the context, it's still goofy why I said it, but for me personally, I'm gonna say it's a very funny one, and even in and out of context, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I don't think, because there's a lot of good ones on here. I don't think this one right now is S tier worthy. I honestly think this one is A tier, very high A tier for me.
You know what?
On that one.
I would say A tier as well. I would agree. I may not put it at high A tier. It might go below some other stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna put it in A tier for myself.
Next one we have George Bush. One of the African countries came to meet him, and he had a little dance. He got a little boogie with it. This one is very funny because he just kind of grooves with them. Like, they're playing music and everything, and most presidents, they just kind of would stand there or maybe just move a little bit, but like he just started boogieing with them. Like, he got into it on this one, and
Bro.
I find it really funny because it just shows how personable like he just kind of was. So Ted, I'll let you go ahead and rank it where you want to put it.
Now, me personally, I do think this is funny as well. I like it. It shows like a playful side of Bush. He definitely was very playful. He's probably the most playful president that you guys have had in the last few decades.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I would honestly, as funny as it is, it's more wholesome, I think, than funny to me. I'm gonna put it in the C for myself because it's not like he doesn't say anything that's funny. He's just there.
For me, this is gonna be a very large deviation from you, but for me, I enjoy it so much.
Oh,
it's going in an S tier.
S tier.
Going up in S tier. Going up in S tier. Going up in S tier.
Can you explain? Because I think this is a little of a contention here between the two of us. Why would you say S tier?
Because, I mean, honestly, I find it just really funny. I mean, I find it wholesome and funny. And for me, it's a clear S tier. In my eyes.
Okay.
It's clear S tier.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It really checks the boxes for me.
Sure.
Also, I will note, while we are making this tier, I'm getting harassed by a McDonald's ad on Tier Maker right now. So,
oh, hell no.
Right there. So,
we got
the next one.
We got the paid advertisement. We got this one. Just says internets, serious business. So what it's referring to specifically is when he says like he likes to use the Google Maps on the internets.
I'm curious. Have you ever Googled anybody? Do you use Google?
Occasionally. And one of the things I've used on the Google is to pull up maps. It's very interesting to see. I forgot the name of the program, but where you get the satellite and you can, I kind of like to look at the ranch on Google to remind me of where I want to be sometimes.
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
I find that very funny. I think this was kind of at the time where the internet was becoming new, but when you look at it from a frame of reference in 2025, it's like it's this old guy talking about the internets. And he makes this mistake over and over again. He calls it the internets, but it's just funny because it's like, he's the president of the United States and he's saying the internets. So I would say that for me, this is probably A tier, top of the A tier. What about you, Gavin?
Okay, so I would like to add on to a little bit of the internet's talk with it because when we were doing this, there was a few internet's moments that Bush had.
Yeah.
We kind of decided we just kind of want to do one of the internet's moments. The other ones that we were looking at, there was the internets where he was talking about how his competitor Al Gore was using the internet a lot for his campaign, and he dropped the hardest line ever, being like, well, yeah, he's using the internet, but every web page starts with W.
Make no mistake about it. He's a good campaigner and he's got a lot of confidence. So much so that he thinks he invented the internet. But if the man was so smart, how come every internet address begins with W?
And, you know, that was
shoot.
like a really hard line from George.
Oh,
But-
shoot.
With this one in particular, and I know I said there was a second one, but right now my mind kind of blanked on the second one, so it's fine.
Okay.
But it was just him saying internets again, basically. I remember it was just, he really liked internet. They were spending too much money, and they could use the internets to help them reduce it. So, you know. But for this one, I'm going to go with A tier on this one. I enjoy the Google Maps on the internet. So that's going to be an A tier for me.
Now,
It'll save my life trying to drive.
Are you putting it above the human being and fish? Or?
No. No, human fish is above.
Yeah, I'm putting it above that. Okay. So here, next up on this list, got the shoe being thrown at him. This picture is moments before disaster, but actually not disaster because it became an iconic moment. This to me is an S tier. I mean, people still talk about the shoe being thrown at Bush. You go through Instagram Reels comments and people have the GIF, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's classic. It's classic.
The shoe, yes, it is a very iconic moment. When a lot of people think of Bush, a lot of people think of the shoe incident. He was in Baghdad in Iraq during a press conference. A reporter, funnily enough, got pretty angry at him over Middle Eastern conflict. So he decided to retaliate by chucking a shoe at him. It's a very pinnacle moment. I will say Bush, he locked in, he dodged it. He did very good at dodging it. I'll say he did better than Reagan when Reagan tried dodging that trophy being thrown at him. Or Reagan got obliterated by that.
A key role in strengthening.
Excuse me, President Reagan.
He was fine, but it shocked him. Bush dodged the shoe. So for me, Bush, you're going up there in S tier.
Dual S tiers. That's impressive.
Yes, sir. We'll kick off the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so George Bush with his dog. His pet's dog's name was Barney. Everybody who knew Bush kind of knew about his little dog. Bush was being handed his dog one day, and he was on camera, and he accidentally dropped it. And I will say, a lot of people found it hilarious. For me, though, I just find it sad. I feel bad for Bush because, you know, if I was on TV, somebody's trying to give me my dog and I dropped the thing, I'm going to be embarrassed, but I'm going to feel bad for my dog. You know, it's just, you don't want to hurt your dog.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him. So for me, I don't find it that humorous, okay? So I'm going to say, this is going to be a crazy one here. We'll put this in D tier because I just feel bad for the man.
Whoa, okay. Now, Gavin, I see where you're coming from. I don't like animal cruelty. I just want to put that out there. But at the end of the day, it's just, it's so goofy that he drops his dog. And I'm just going to, for me, it's a B tier, not a D tier. But I know what you're saying, but like, bruh, he seems so oblivious sometimes, but then he locks in other times. And so,
Here, this next one for us.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Now, I'm sure you know about more about this than me, Gavin, but I'm just going to take a crack at this. I'm pretty sure I've heard that he was quoting an actual thing. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't know if that's the original quote.
Yeah, that's a quote.
That's
a
quote. Okay. But I think it was like he didn't want the clip of him saying shame on me out there on the internet or something, so he decided to change it halfway through. I don't know. I think it was probably a YouTube comment that I read that said that. But it just, either way, it came out wrong, but it actually came out iconic because now I actually quote this sometimes. I'm like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me, can't get fooled again. I think I'm going to put this in the top of A tier. I'm going to put this above, at the very top of A tier for me.
Okay. I can see that. And, you know, I will say for me, I do think, again, it's one of those iconic moments. That's going to be a word you're going to hear a lot. Iconic moment. Yeah. A lot of people know this one just because it's just such a funny moment, such a funny quote.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to say it's A tier. It's still not topping. Still not topping Fish.
Okay.
But it's going in A tier for me. Going in A tier.
On Hood. I think, and this is an aside before we move to the next one. I think this was like my first realization of who George W. Bush was, because I was probably like 9 years old, and I think I saw this clip, and I was like, oh, I don't know who that guy is, because for the record, I'm not American, so I was like, oh dang, who is that? But now I know, such a W man, literally. Okay,
A W man.
a W man, and then
The next one here is OBGYN. So, basically, Bush was giving a speech. He had a very interesting comment about an OBGYN. Now, an OBGYN, I'm going to say this in YouTube terms here. The technical, it's a medical specialist who focuses on the care of women. So he said, too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYN aren't able to practice their love with all women across this country.
We got an issue in America. Too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country.
you can take from the context what the meaning of the
It's a very goofy thing for a president to even say and to refer to. I think it's hilarious. I'm not gonna say that it is S tier worthy because it is still hilarious, but it's not. It's one of those that's not as well known.
Yeah.
Like when people think of Bush, they don't think of that. They think of the shoe, you know. But they usually don't think of OBGYNs. So I will say, I'm gonna go ahead and slap that sucker right up in A tier.
Did he say this when he was campaigning or after he was already president? 'Cause
I'm pretty sure it was when he was already president.
that was okay. That's what I
Quote
was
me on
assuming.
that, but I'm pretty sure it's when he was already president.
Yeah, because I can imagine like someone saying that in their campaign and then losing a couple polling points because it's a little.
I would say
It's a wild thing to say.
You can say a lot during your campaign and still do fine, but the one thing you can't do in your campaign is go, we're gonna go all the way to Washington. Yeah!
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Because that will sink you to the bottom.
No,
That will sink you to the bottom.
they called it. They said he was like too insecure or something, or No, it was too unhinged. Was what they said. I think, bro.
And for everybody who doesn't know what we're referencing there, we're referencing Howard Dean, failed presidential candidate, and all because he made a goofy little scream.
I just want to comment on where I'm placing the OBGYNs because I actually, you put it in A tier, Gavin. I think
Yes.
for me it's a B tier, and I'm gonna actually put it below the dog because, to be honest, I didn't know what an OBGYN was before we looked into this, and I think that's the way it is with a lot of people. They're not familiar with this, and so this quote kind of floats around, but it's not that funny because it's like, oh, okay, what's he even talking about? With the context, it's pretty funny though. Yeah, next one we got is W playing basketball. I actually don't know. I'm sure you know a bit more about this, Gavin. All that I know is we got this video of George W. Bush playing basketball with these folks. I think they're these kids, right? And he's just there. He's just showing up, and it's reminds me of like a teacher or whatever.
He was playing basketball at a town Belfast. It was on a Monday, and he watched the basketball practice at the school, and then he decided he's gonna take a few shots of his own. He did okay, but it's not as good as Fidel Castro playing basketball. Fidel Castro was straight balling, surprisingly. I have no clue why, but of all people, Fidel Castro could play some ball. I don't know. But I want to put Bush. Bush is going in Bush B tier. Going right there in the B Bush.
B Bush. Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw it in C, personally, because it's a political stunt. I think that a lot of world leaders could easily do this, like Emmanuel Macron, Justin Trudeau. I could have easily seen these. playing basketball is not super funny. It's kind of just George W. Bush that makes this funny. And for that reason, I'm putting it in C.
See that? I can see that.
Yep.
Right in there.
I can see that. Oh, shoot.
Oh, I can like see that one.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All right, I'll introduce this one. George Bush just got done with a little press conference in Beijing, China. And he got finished, decides to walk off the stage, goes the wrong way, goes up to these big old red doors, looking like they're straight out of Bowser's Castle over here. Goes to open them up. He just can't open the door. It's just not budging. He just stands there for a second, looks kind of confused and laughs, and then walks off back towards the podium to the right way. This is in my opinion, this is a very iconic Bush moment, just because it got so much coverage during the time, just because how goofy it is. Now, a lot of people nowadays might not really know of it when they think of Bush. This is a very hard one for me. This one is really stuck between S and A tier for me because I find it so funny. I feel like it should be S tier.
I'm the same way.
But I'm like I don't know if it deserves to be up there with some of the others. But I'm just going to go with my gun this one. It's going S tier for me. It's going S tier.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. I'll put it in S tier. I think it is S tier. And I don't think it's as good as the shoes.
The shoes is iconic. Everybody knows shoes.
Yeah. So I think this was Pope Benedict XVI was giving a speech, and he just got done. And he, the contrast is what makes this one funny, because the Pope is a very globally revered figure. He's just giving this eloquent speech, and here comes George W. Bush. And this was actually directly to the Pope. This was not to the press, but we picked up on it because of the microphones. He says, "Thank you, Your Holiness. Awesome speech."
God bless America.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Awesome speech.
It's so stupid, but it's also so funny. It's like, okay, it was such a genuine moment for George W. Bush. So for me, it's an S tier. And I think this is just below the shoes.
Oh, you know what? For me, this is going S tier too. I just found it hilarious. I'd also like to note real quick though, with the little picture we included here in the video, I like how George looks more like Bill than George.
I was
in that
thinking
little
about that.
I will say that.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they trying to do? They trying to sneak Bill in there? Like, come on, guys. But for me, that's going up there in S tier. I'm gonna put it below the shoes, but that's going up there in S tier.
This one, George W. Bush was at Donald Trump's inauguration, and the camera pans down to him, and he makes this face, this goofy face. So for me, this is an S tier, personally.
That was a big meme, actually. It was a huge meme, not in just like the political field, but it was like in a lot of stuff, actually, surprisingly. It's a very late Bush moment, which is very surprising. There's not a lot of late Bush moments on this list, other than, well, the first one. But I will say, this is, for me personally, I feel like this is an S tier, obviously below the shoes, but this is an S tier. It's a very well-known modern Bush moment.
So next up here, I'm just going to talk about this obliviously, and then I think Gavin will clear everything up and do some damage control. But all I know is that this was a documentary made about George W. Bush, and there's a lot of really funny moments in here. He's on an airplane for much of it, and he says things like, "Heart is the universal symbol of love."
We dedicated the orange today to you. It said, "We love Alexandria." It didn't actually say love. It had a heart on it. That's a universal symbol for love.
And he says, "I'm not a tree, I'm a bush." Because someone asks him, "What tree would you be?"
Let's be serious.
Okay, let's be serious. If you were a tree, what tree would you be?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I'm a bush.
And he rolls an orange down the aisle.
That was a good one.
And it's just so goofy.
It's from a documentary called Journeys with George that came out like 2003 of Bush on the campaign trail. He is being followed around by the camera woman. Her name is Alexandria Pelosi. And also being followed around by a cameraman, Aaron Labarsky. Hope I pronounced that one right there. It was just to basically be an idea of Bush, during the campaign and what was going on. There's a lot of great moments from it, a lot of real funny moments from it. The documentary itself really focuses on the relationship between the press and presidential candidates. Surprisingly, it earned 6 Emmy nominations, including one win for Labarsky's editing. So, it's edited well. It scored a 48 out of 100 on Metacritic.
Oh, bruh.
Take that as you will. But in April in 2007, it was showed on MSNBC. So if you caught it then, you got it then. But I personally have only seen a lot of clips from it. I am planning to watch it soon.
Oh.
But if you get the time to go watch it, go out and watch it. It was filmed with HBO. So if you have HBO, suppose you can go watch it. There's a lot of great moments from this. I mean, a lot of great moments. And if you watch it, it really gives you an idea of Bush, and that's just coming from just the clips I've seen. So that's just telling you that this whole documentary is a good one on Bush. So I'm going to say this is going to be S tier for me. Obviously below shoes, but it's going to be S tier.
Yeah. I would say, so I think it's also worth noting that he was not yet president. He was campaigning. He was the governor of Texas at this point. So he's referred to as Governor Bush a lot. I will agree. I think it's S tier for sure. I'm going to put it below shoes and below Pope, but above the door for me, in between that area. Okay, and now, Gavin, you wanted to introduce this next one.
Yes. Okay. So this next one, it's at the very beginning, and he's in a big line. There's a bunch of people with him, and he's holding this basketball. He goes to dribble it. Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he didn't throw it hard enough, or if they just deflated the air in it, or something. But he goes to dribble this thing, and it does, and he hits the ground and bounces, but it doesn't bounce up high enough to where he can grab it again. So it kind of just fumbles on the ground. So he has to kind of awkwardly reach down and grab the ball. It's a hilarious clip. This is the more popular basketball clip with Bush. A lot of people do know this one. Personally, I find it hilarious. I'm gonna say for me, this is an A tier, above the OBGYN, but not above Fool Me Once, Shame on You. Now, I will say, I will note, I know, I'm neglecting the C tier, but hey, there's a lot of bangers in here, so that's why. All right, Ted.
Bangers, and I know bangers. Okay, I'm not gonna put this all the way up in A tier. I think it's funny. It is quite funny, but I'm gonna put this in a B tier myself. I'm gonna throw this at the bottom of B tier for me. This next one, though, I think is really funny. He's talking about how he needs to work on his communication or coordination or something, and he just throws in, it seems completely as an aside, unscripted. He's just like, left hand now knows what the right hand's doing.
Doing a better job of talking to each other. The left hand now knows what the right hand is doing.
I mean, I get it. It makes sense when you actually know the context, but it's just so goofy. It's like, I don't want to use that word iconic because I'll sound like a broken record, but, it's a good George Bush example of what he's like as a person. He throws in these goofy things off the cusp. So, yeah, for me, this is an A tier for me. But yeah, Gavin, what do you think?
For me, I'm agreeing. This baby going right up in A tier. I like the next baby looks pretty sad, but this baby's going in A tier. Okay.
Yeah. I think this might be one of the. I don't want to say this is the most iconic quote, because I think "Fool Me Once" might be, but this is really iconic. It's our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking of new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
Third, this bill meets our commitment to America's armed forces by preparing them to meet the threats of tomorrow. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
So that's clearly, he was not making a good parallel there. I mean, it's kind of poetic if you think about it. They might have a deeper meaning. I mean, he could have been actually insightful about this, but if we give him the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, it's funny. Also, this picture is so goofy. It's cut off, so it just looks like a crying baby, which is just, the original picture is actually George Bush holding up the baby. But I like this one quite a lot. For me, this is the top of B tier. How about you?
For me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say top of B tier too. Top of B tier.
Top of B tier? Okay.
There's one. I know. You guys don't see it. I kind of forgot to add it.
So I fumbled.
What?
I fumbled.
We still have it on the list. It's a classic. This is an automatic S tier. It is the famous Watch This Drive. So Bush was at a golf course. The press came up to talk with him. They asked him questions about terrorism, and he said, we're going to not let terrorism take over. We're going to defeat the war on terror. We're going to take out terrorism. And then he just looks at him and he goes, now watch this drive.
Everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
And he just whack. drives that ball straight into the air. I mean, it's the most iconic Bush moment out there. I mean, a lot of people know, even if you don't know who Bush is, a lot of people just know, watch this drive. So for me, it's going straight up on S tier.
Are you putting it at the very top or below the hamster?
I'm going to put it right below hamster. Right below him.
You know what? I'm going to put it... It's hard to do it above the shoes, but yes, I agree. I'd put it right below hamster as well. So, and yes, that's on me. I forgot to put this on here. It's an L, but you know, 2 L's makes a W, and this is W. So, there we go.
That is true.
By the way, you know, this is, as is always disclaimed in these kinds of videos, completely opinionated. So there's no pressure or insinuation that this is an objective ranking. And of course, as is probably self-evident at this point, this is a entertainment rather than political ranking, you know? So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope it was cool.
I'd like to say to everybody out there, we had real fun making this video. Took a good bit of research. What I wanted to include, but it was the wrong Bush. It was H.W. Bush. With H.W. Bush, there's an iconic moment where he throws up on Japanese leader's lap while they're at a dinner. He just throws up in his lap. A lot of people know that. I wanted to include it because I thought it was W, but it was HW. So, you know, we didn't include that. But I will say, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Herbert Walker Bush. It's debated, but he was a good guy.
I actually did not know that's what the HW stood for. I feel so ignorant.
In memory of Herbert Walker Bush.
Is it not George Herbert Walker?
And I'll
Bush?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of special. Right?
That's okay. Rest in peace, Herbert Walker Bush. In memory of him, rest in peace. And I would also like to mention that I've had a great time making this video. And also, I don't want to be a little shill here with this. Don't take this as me shilling this out. But if you want to, my YouTube channel will be in the description of this video. I will note that is very different from this channel. I mainly just do archiving of records and films and stuff of that matter.
As Gavin was just saying, like, go subscribe to records and stuff. You know, it's in the description.
I haven't uploaded it a lot recently, but don't worry, there will be some stuff coming out pretty soon. But I'd like to say thank you, Ted, for having me here.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we'll do more stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna pause real quick.
Okay.
Pause real quick for a second.
Okay. Bruh, what is it?
You forgot watch this drive.
No, I didn't. It's on here.
Which one?
Wait.
Forgot watch this drive.
Oh, hell no.
You forgot watch this drive, Dad!
No, I had the picture.
Wait, well, we can mention it and then just say where we're gonna put it, and then you can in post edit in a photo of it.
Yeah. Okay, that works. Next up, we've got Diddy Blood. Diddy Blood is just Franklin.
Diddy Blood is high S tier.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I cannot read this. Why did I make this so small?
Want me to introduce it?
Yeah, you introduce it.
Hold on, lock it in for a second.
Hold on. They had some balls in Cuba. They were
President Obama and Jimmy Carter from this great state of Georgia. I'm saying that because I am from Georgia. I love this place. This place is great. And he was the peanut boy from Georgia. Great guy.
I may or may not have fumbled a little bit in this video already, but with some editing, this will all be smooth. Trust. George W. Bush up close and personal, which I don't think sounds great now that I say it out loud, but that's just
reading this from a source. So don't yell at me. It's retake number 3, fellas. This is feeling like a Bush moment right now.
Oh hell no! And make sure to wash behind your ears.
Exactly.
And yeah,
wash behind your ears.
Wash behind your ears, and don't lose your edging streak.
Don't include that.
I don't know, bro. Okay.